Treasure hunting can be a lot of fun. Well, in a way. But since I've never actually done something like this, but I've seen it in movies, TV shows, and what have you, and even in a game show by this particular title. It actually started out kind of like that, but with a little pirate feel, which I've never seen. But I have seen it in later shows where you had to pick a prize package that might contain a big check. So get ready today on the Wide World of Game Shows. I am going to be talking about the game show known as Treasure Hunt. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews presents Wide World of Game Shows. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Dewalt, the Big D to you. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, back with another episode of Wide World of Game Shows. Today I'm going to be talking about a really underrated game show and what have you. And I must say, it was pretty fun and what have you. Now, I've never actually seen the original format of this series, but I will talk about it. But I'll be talking about the one I'm mostly more familiar with. Imagine going to a little bit of a, how should I put it this way, the title of this game show where you can get some real good money and what have you. But, well, back in the 50s when it came out. But soon it would be changed, having you find a big check among a number of big prize packages. And inside it could be the big check, it could be something good, or it could be something that's worthless. And it was from the man who gave us, well, actually, to be honest, not the original series, but the version I'll be mostly focusing on is from the guy who gave us the Newlywed Game and the Dating Game, Chuck Barris. So now, without further ado, before Deal or No Deal, but this was pretty popular when Let's Make a Deal came around, when it returned in the 70s. I bring to you Treasure Hunt. Treasure Hunt was a game show that originally started out in the 50s. Now, this is the title card for the 1981 syndicated version. Now, it originally aired on ABC and NBC back in the 50s. Well, mid 50s to the early 60s, I believe. It later returned as the new Treasure Hunt in the 70s and as just Treasure Hunt in 1981. In the series, contestants selected a mystery package, originally a treasure chest, but later a gift box, in hopes of winning cash or prizes. Okay, yeah, I did make a slight error. I didn't go into the 60s. I apologize for that. Anyway, ABC aired it for its first run from 56 to 57, and then on NBC for 2 more years from 57 to 59. And it was hosted and produced by comedian presenter Jen Murray, where two contestants play a quiz in which the challenger picked one of 5 categories, and these were shown on a large anchor from which Murray would quiz the contestants. Each contestant was asked 5 questions from a category for $10 apiece on the daytime edition and $50 on the primetime editions. The player who won the most money went on the treasure hunt, with both contestants advancing if tied. In the treasure hunt, the champion picked one of 30 treasure chests. Each of these was filled with a series of prize packages or a large cash prize. The ABC primetime version offered $25,000 as its top prize. Now, on NBC's daytime edition, the prize started at 1,000 and then went up 100 every time it was not won. On its primetime counterpart, the jackpot started at 10,000 and increased by 1,000 a week until won. There were also some joke prizes such as a head of cabbage or a pound of onions. Now, before Murray would open the chest, the contestant would pick an envelope from a wheel-shaped board containing sealed cash amounts from $100 up. And, well, then they were given the choice of either taking the money or the contents of the treasure chest. Regardless of the outcome, the contestant returned to play another game. At the end of the show, Murray would select someone from the audience to draw a postcard from a home viewer that had a number from 1 to 30 written on. If the cash jackpot was in the chest marked with the same number, the home viewer won the jackpot. If not, the viewer was given a consolation prize. Also, the person who picked the postcard received the prize instead of looking in the treasure chest the viewer selected. Murray would open a safe protected by a security guard containing a folded piece of paper with a pre-selected number of the chest that actually held the cash prize. The set of the 1950 series had a pirate-influenced motive with treasure chests. When the contestant picked a chest in the bonus round, the pirate girl, played by Marion Stafford, who acted as Murray's assistant, would put the box on a movable table that resembled a pirate ship. Now, on the occasions when Murray was unavailable, other comedians will fill in as MC, including Buddy Hackett. Now, that's the version I'm not too familiar with, but I gave you what that was like, though. But now, here's the version I mostly know by. Now, I had seen one episode of the new Treasure Hunt, which started in 1973 by Chuck Barris Productions and was hosted by Geoff Edwards after he recently, well, not after, but before he had hosted the original Jackpot on NBC the following year. Of course, he would later go on to host other shows, including Play the Percentages and later Chain Reaction. Now, this was more of a reboot and involved women competing to find a grand prize of $25,000 hidden in one of 30 surprise packages. Unlike the original series, this didn't have a question and answer trivia round, with contestants relying entirely on luck. The pirate theme was abandoned, with large cardboard boxes taking the place of the treasure chest. Before each game began, the production staff distributed small gift boxes to 10 female members of the studio audience. 3 of these boxes contained cards numbered 1 to 3, while the others were empty. When instructed to open the boxes, the women who found the cards would come up to the stage and each choose 1 of 3 Jack-in-the-Boxes. The contestant whose Jack-in-the-Box had a pop-up surprise, such as flowers or a doll, earned the right to go on the treasure hunt. The other 2 received consolation prizes. After being shown 2 or 3 of the prizes hidden among the 30 packages, the contestant was asked to select one of the boxes, which was brought down to the table by a mall assistant. I'm sorry I don't know what their names are, to be honest. But then Edwards would open an envelope attached to the box and reveal a card with a dollar amount ranging from $200 to $2,000 originally, and later $500 up to $2,500. And he then handed that money to the contestant, visibly count out each bill into her hand, and gave her the choice to keep it or take the contents on the box. Now, prizes were kept behind curtains on opposite ends of the stages, just like similar to the style of other games, most notably Let's Make a Deal and The Price is Right. Aside from the $25,000 grand prize, valuable items are at stake in a particular game. Could include vacations, automobiles, sometimes expensive luxury models or sports cars, jewelry, furniture, appliances, and cash awards of several $1,000s. However, some boxes held booby prizes referred to as clunks, a word coined by Mr. Edwards, similar in meaning to the zonks on Let's Make a Deal, that had very little value, which was mentioned by the announcer Johnny Jacobs, who of course would be the announcer for just about a lot of Mr. Barris's programs. Now, upon making their decision, the contestant was not immediately shown what she had won, as the premise of this program was to display and exploit the contestant's emotional reactions. Edwards would instead engage the contestant in a comedic sketch involving props and or other onstage personnel in various costumes and roles to intentionally mislead that contestant to what she had finally won, prolonging the tension and the feeling of suspense. Very often, a contestant would be shown a clunk as a lead-in to a different item, which could be another clunk or a prize more valuable than the cash amount attached to the box. However, the box containing the $25,000 prize never had a sketch or a prop associated with it. After building up suspense, Edwards would simply pull out the check. 2 games were played during each show, each game involving a different half of the studio audience. If a contestant found the grand prize during the first game, another was hidden for the second one. At the end of each episode, the grand prize was not found in either game. Edwards ritually asked security guard Emil Autori if he had indeed hidden that check. So he would reply in the affirmative, "Yes, I did," and give Edwards a card with the location of the check and open that box so he could show it to the audience. Every episode from the second season forward began with a four-way split screen that displayed the grand prize amount and three shots of Arturi walking down the steps on the darkened stage. The opener for the first season consisted of a single medium shot of Arturi descending the steps and walking off stage, with the grand prize and tile graphics superimposed over the full screen shot. These images were accompanied by the sound of a heartbeat. Announcer Johnny Jacobs would then begin his opening speech. Speaking solo false, sorry if I mispronounced that at first, and then slowly raising his pitched voice as he continued. Ladies and gentlemen, this bonded security agent has just placed a certified check for $25,000 in one of these three surprise packages. Tonight, someone may win any one of our four fabulous prizes or that grand prize of $25,000 on the new treasure hunt. The lights then came up fully and the opening theme began. Now, of course, the show did premiere in syndication. Original host Sam Murray actually received a created by credit during the show's credits. Now, the opening theme, closing theme, and clunk music cues were composed by Barris himself, as a matter of fact. Though he was an accomplished songwriter, the melodic closing theme of the 1970 series, also occasionally used a winner's cue, is in fact an instrumental version of the theme to the John Wayne film True Grit, composed by Elmer Bernstein. Some of Barris's music from other game shows he produced, like the Newlywed Game and the old unsold pilot for a show called Cop Out, was also featured. And they had to do all sorts of things. This version actually got nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Achievement in Costume Design in '74, but it lost to the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. In 1981, Treasure Hunt was back as a daily series. Edwards hosted again. Johnny Jacobs returned to announce, but due to what would prove to be a terminal illness, he left the show and Tony McClay replaced him. Emil Arturi returned in his role as a security agent responsible for placing the grand prize check in one of the boxes. They soon had Mal that we got to know her name, Jan Speck, who I thought was so lovely in a way. Okay, scratch that. She was lovely. Again, two games were played per show, one with each half of the audience. In this version, the female members of the studio audience were given balloons, which were popped on Edward's cue. The woman whose balloon had a card with a star came down to the stage to challenge the previous game's champion. In the first episode, two balloons had stars. There were now only two Jack-in-the-Boxes, with the challenger receiving the choice between them. As in the '70s version, the contestant who had the pop-up surprise in her Jack-in-the-Box advanced to the treasure hunt. Now, the contestant selected from 66 surprise packages on stage and again was given the opportunity to sell the box to Edwards for between $500 and $1,000. The grand prize was a progressive jackpot starting at $20,000 and increasing by $1,000 for each day it went unclaimed to a maximum of $50,000. After being won on the fourth episode, it was held at a fixed $20,000 for a period before the progressive jackpot was reinstated. If the jackpot was won in the first game of an episode, it was reset to $20,000 for the second game. The prizes in this version were of lesser value than the 1970s series, but the champion from any treasure hunt always returned to face a new challenger in the next one and thus had a chance to increase her winnings. Automobiles were scaled back to economy models, specifically the Chevy Chevette. And there were also no longer checks worth less than the grand prize. Also, there were numerous other prizes, even furs, despite the objections of a certain Bob Barker, if you catch my drift and what have you. The show featured a new closing theme by Milton DeLugg and reused some of the music cues from the previous series. The opening sequence from the new treasure hunt was retained with alterations to reflect the number of boxes in play and the day's grand prize. With 66 surprise packages, that's a real challenge. The show unfortunately kind of sparked controversy back in the '70s when A female contestant fainted on stage upon being told that she won a 1937 Rolls Royce Phantom 3 convertible. Yep. During the '70s run, Barris told Edwards during the fourth season he wanted to make the series even more sadistic for its next season. Example being that the contestant would be shown a very expensive car, but after the excitement subsided, learned that the price was only a small part of the vehicle, such as the rear view mirror, and Edwards refused and was initially fired. But Barris quickly went back on that decision. Edwards did not miss any episodes. Instead, he left on his own after the season ended, and Barris, unwilling to replace him, canceled the series shortly afterwards. So, anyway, after its run, Treasure Hunt has been reshown numerous times, most notably on Game Show Network. Now, they've tried to reboot this twice and failed. So, unfortunately, they just didn't get to it. But anyway, Treasure Hunt proved to be a pretty underrated game show, but a lot of fun though. Here's a little look at some stuff from this series. Sorry, everyone. I didn't mean to catch myself, but here's a shot of Geoff Edwards, the host, hello, of the reboot series, or the new Treasure Hunt. But this is, of course, from, I believe, later series, but I could be wrong, with a contestant with a big box. Here's a little shot of the 1981 Syndicate intro with Emil Autori, as you can see. I can't seem to find one of the with the gals and what have you, even Jan Spec. But hey, if you're willing to give this show a shot, I think you should. I mean, if you're into stuff like Let's Make a Deal, or if you really want to see something like this is kind of considered to be a precursor to Deal or No Deal. But anyway, I think Treasure Hunt is very fun. Why have you? Now, like I said, I've never seen the original series from the '50s, though. That probably might be hard to find. However, you can find episodes of the Geoff Edwards series on YouTube. Just look it up. Just look up the new Treasure Hunt or Treasure Hunt Geoff Edwards. You should be able to find it. I did find one episode that did have someone win. Unfortunately, it had a little bit of a news interruption, but don't worry, we actually did get to see the contestant win the big check. But I won't really tell you who it was, though, because it would ruin everything. But yeah, you can find the full episode of it. There are episodes of both from both series, the new Treasure Hunt from the '70s and a few of the Treasure Hunt from 1981, which I'm mostly more familiar with because I caught this after school. In reruns on Game Show Network. This came out after, Three's a Crowd, which that was a recent Chuck Barris series. So anyway, that's all I wanted to give to you. So have you ever watched Treasure Hunt, the game show with Geoff Edwards, or if you were ever born around in the '50s, have you ever seen the original? If so, let me know. Or if you ever seen both of them. Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. And we'll have another video coming up soon, and it will be another mini reviews vid. So if you like this, consider checking out these other videos. In the upper left hand corner is the Wide World of Game Shows episode I did on Let's Make a Deal. The upper right hand corner is the episode I did on Jackpot, which of course had Geoff Edwards originally. Or if you'd like another Geoff Edwards game, see one of the recent Wide World Game Shows episodes on player percentages. In the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the Wide World of Game Shows, then I'm your guy. And next time on Wide World Game Shows, it'll be Legends of the Hidden Temple. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.